Greetings everyone. I just want to do a quick video and say that my Vasari Online books have been hit for page reads again for the second month in a row. They came out of the last Amazon controversy, the missing pages, and then within 13 hours of going back up on the store, they were hit for page reads. Now I've lost probably over the two times I've hit about 70% of my page reads. This time book 2 was hit particularly hard and lost just over 3/4 of its page reads. And from what I've been told, I released all my data publicly. My books have low sales to read ratio. All the data will be below under this video if you want to see for yourself just how few page reads I had before and now after the page read hits. Now, obviously, a lot of people are upset about this, and I suppose they have every right to be. But one good thing to come out of it is that Amazon's email this time was nowhere near as threatening as last time. They basically said our account status hasn't changed, so in their eyes, we're still the same as we were just before this happened. So that's something at least, because last time it was very threatening and they implied they'll terminate you, and people were terminated after they got hit twice. So I've had the account termination over my head the whole of May. I'm just so thankful that that didn't happen. I already pulled my books out of KU and everything, so the page counts have slowly dwindled for the most part, but I do have page reads for June, so I was also terrified that my account would be terminated permanently come July. But I guess that's not going to happen now, thankfully. I believe the kickback from Maria Force spoke to Amazon about this and said that a lot of innocent authors have been hurt and maybe enough authors pulled out of KU for Amazon to take at least some notice. So they've toned things back a bit, thankfully. I imagine this is going to be the new normal, though, that every month they're just going to take page reads away from people. And that's going to make it so hard for authors to predict their incomes and stuff like that, and base promotion and all that sort of stuff around it. So I expect around the 8th of July that this same thing will happen again. I'm just glad I'm out of Kindle Unlimited for now. Even if they're not going to terminate people, it's just, how can you run a business when you have no idea whether, half your income is going to be taken away for a month sort of thing, or you're just facing account termination because a couple of days you had particularly high page reads, sort of like, anyway, it's just too frightening. And Amazon itself is unstable enough this last month, just one drama after another. Arc read reviews disappearing, books disappearing, also boards anyway, it's just been one thing after the next. I really hope they get their act together. Now, I just want to quickly touch on, there have been some authors that are accusing us, authors that were hit, of doing stuff wrong. Not very sympathetic attitude, basically. And I will say this to those people: do you really think people are going to risk their entire accounts and their careers as full-time authors? Like, I imagine a lot of them want to be full-time authors and they've invested their money into their books. Do you really think you would risk it all for a few $100s of page reads a month? Some people did lose a couple of $1,000s, but most people seem to have only lost $300 or $400 or less. Is that really worth having your account terminated over a couple of $100s a month? Not really. I mean, I've invested over $5,000 into my books, and there's no way in hell I'm going to risk that for 200 something dollars of page reads. My books already had low page reads for sales ratios, so I think you're barking up the wrong tree there. And a few big name authors have come out in damage control, I guess because people are blaming them for using bots, weaponized bots, to attack competition so their books stay in the top charts. I have my own thoughts on this and I'm not going to release them publicly, but just don't attack people either, because no one has any idea exactly what's going on except maybe Amazon. Maybe even they don't fully know, so who knows? Just stop attacking each other, basically. And it is sad that this is the new normal, that things have been ratcheted up. And I also find it hilarious that Amazon thinks that just over 3/4 of my low page reads for book 2 were botted accounts, because the book has a ridiculous amount of sales compared to page reads. And the fact that, 3/4 of them were supposedly botted accounts is hilarious. Either KU's got a massive problem with bots, or Amazon's taking a random number of page reads away and hoping that some of them are bots. I mean, I have no idea. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly cover this. I imagine this will happen again next month, so if you're still in KU, keep that in mind. Thanks for listening. Take care.